Now, teachers at a school for deaf children say they've seen literacy rates and their students' confidence improve since the arrival of a new teacher. What's rather different about this particular teacher is that he's a dog.
Niven was trained by the charity Hearing Dogs for Deaf People. Now he pays weekly visits to Exeter's Royal Academy for Deaf Education to listen to children read. Claire Manning went along to find out just how he's been helping.
Meet Niven, the cockapoo who is, well, sort of a surrogate teacher for these students who are deaf. For children who can't hear, learning to speak and read English is of course much more difficult than it is for hearing children. So what this school found was that many of their students felt nervous reading aloud. That was until Niven came along.
And now they really enjoy reading with Niven. Niven never answers back, he just looks at them and they can read the story and sign along, and to see the students' confidence growing, they've now got the I can attitude, and I have seen a huge difference.
Niven visits once a week. He simply sits with the children while they practice reading. In the few months he's been here, the school says it's seen literacy levels greatly improve.
If you imagine when a hearing child is born, they're exposed to language right from the start, even within the womb. For deaf children, they don't have that same exposure. So by the time they've started school, they're already way behind developmentally with their language. And sometimes by the time they come to school, it will be the first time they have any formal language given to them.
Now here's a pretty rudimentary explanation as to why learning written English and spoken English can be incredibly complicated for a deaf child to pick up. For example, this is one of the books the children have been reading to Niven today. Now, the sign for swimming pool is this. That could be a sign that a deaf child learnt very early on in life, but chances are they may never have seen the word swimming pool written down, let alone heard it. So when it comes to a British deaf child trying to learn English, it can very much be like learning a foreign language. One reason children who are deaf often feel self-conscious when reading aloud is because they can't hear, they can't moderate how loudly or quietly they're talking. But of course, as Sam explained to me, Niven never judges them.
It helps with my confidence, and I really like the dog, so I can read to the dog from the book. And I was explaining about the crocodile and the sheep and all the different animals in the story, and the rabbits and things and the bear, and I'm able to sign that to the dog. There's a zebra in my story and a porcupine and a hedgehog. And I've been able to use facial expressions in my story as well when I've been explaining it to the dog.
Niven's owner Pauline lip reads. Niven was trained by the charity Hearing Dogs for Deaf People and lives with Pauline as her assistant dog.
He's friendly and they like that. They feel they can relate to that, and if they're not sure about him, they can just sit there and not touch him. So that's up to them.
You must feel very proud of Niven.
I am, yes, but I'm proud of them too, because I think they've come on a long way.
The school says Niven's visits are invaluable, and as long as he wants to listen, they'll keep on reading. Claire Manning, ITV News, Exeter.
Good story too.
Yep.
ITV News continuing with